5-point ball game, 93 plays 88. The Wildcats with the upper hand though. Watterson trying to think about a shot, which won't. Perth are content to milk as much of the clock as they can with each shot down the court. Each trip down the court. Hansen, Pinder. Bradkey did well to get the hand up. Pinder did even better to get the ball back and put it in for two.
Yes, he saw that Wheeler had his back turned to the ball. Otherwise, Brett Wheeler would have swallowed that. Pinder has been a very, very good player out there tonight, Lynn.
Yes, he has. Pinder's been the man that really has kept the easy shot just sort of firing. He gets free and he makes no mistake, and he's picked up 19 points.
Well, Dave, I tend to say that Pinder has played some of his best basketball at finals time.
Yeah, he's a great big game player, Tiny Pinder. There's a lot of pressure on him in many other ways at the moment. Mike Ellis, 10th year as captain of this Perth Wildcat side. Ellis, a great man to have coming off the bench as he has in this final quarter.
He's just been a great player, Mike Ellis, and a real nice bloke to boot. Watterson, back to the man in question, Ellis. Screen set by Pinder. Now Crawford. Again, they use plenty of that shot clock and they go in solid to Hansen. Wheeler comes out with it. And Hayes and Adelaide starts to run again. He's got a lot of help down there, so he's got to go outside to Mackay. If that's not a foul, it's going to be 2 points to Perth. It's nearly a travel. It's virtually all it deserved, and Watterson comes up trump after two fairly ordinary efforts. Now they're going to Hansen, and he does the job.
And that's the third time that Watterson has made that bounce pass assist to Hansen running through the lane.
Was it a foul or was it all ball on Mackay?
Oh, it's too fast for me to see.
Umpire right there, so he must have made the right call.
I think Eric Watterson heard Mike Mackay coming. Mark Davis, Wheeler.
That's not Wheeler's range. Hansen just shrinking off of Wheeler. Going to pick up anyone cutting through the middle. Mackay's looking to work on the top of Ellis, does so. Bradkey is very tired and he's being hurled down by Hansen, and again no foul called. Hansen really is playing an excellent game.
Oh, he's been tough out there all night, Buddy.
Yes, he's probably been one of the wild cards for the Wildcats that they perhaps weren't expecting him to play such a big game. He didn't have such an outstanding game here last time, and nor did David Close. But finals time, if people have to stand up to be counted, and he certainly has.
Crawford is always counted. He's always there. So Wheeler comes out. Pearce goes back in. Shipway needs more options now.
I think just from here it looks very much, and Body may be able to comment from down there, that Adelaide relying on too many individual efforts.
Yeah, perhaps they've just lost a little bit of composure, but they'll get it back from this time out. You can count on it.
99 plays 88.
When I first discovered Pampers, I thought I'd found the dryer snappy, but now there's new compact Pampers. Sarah drinks so much these days, but Pampers keeps her dry even longer. It has the taller sleek guards and a more absorbent core to form this deep Pampers pocket. I trust Pampers because nothing holds more wetness in and stops leaks better. I recommend Pampers.
Pampers, all the dryness a mother can give.
How did you finish your spring clean out here?
I just had to nip down to Bunnings for a few more things. Beetle bombs just $6. Permapole posts just $6.95 each. A screwdriver set $4.95. Dressed pine 25% off. A Makita hammer drill for $159. And double adapters 2 for $4. You know, there was a whole lot more to come.
Bunnings 10-day spring clean out is on now. Hurry.
At Bunnings.
Gap at the moment, but what Adelaide have to do is get more team play going. There are too many blokes who are letting somebody else do the job for them at the moment.
Body Don Shipway.
Yeah, pretty much that. He wants Butch to take control, as he has straight away there, and for the team to sort of run some better stuff, get out of the syndrome that they were getting into, which was like the game slipping away a little bit. Let's take this early shot.
Is Bradkey tired, Body?
Yeah, have a look at him.
Well, he's certainly been, you probably wouldn't be aware, David, but in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's a number of games he wouldn't have played if it had have been mine around. So he has been a very ill boy, but he's battled his heart out there tonight. 13 points, 11 rebounds, and he's got the ball now. He puts it up, and he puts it in. So he's not too tired to shoot and make it a 9-point ball game. The Wildcats in charge.
Great shot from Mark Bradkey. That's inspirational stuff from the big fella. Hansen, who himself has been inspirational tonight for the Wildcats, as has this man, Tiny Pinder. Crawford. So the Wildcats have gone big up front again.
Well, they just have unlimited options, the Wildcats.
Ellis, Watterson outside. Pinder makes room for himself with the pull-up jumper. Denied. Hansen there again. Didn't go. He pulled himself out of the foul situation cleverly as Pearce was content to get on with the game.
Mackay now. Adelaide looking to set up again. There is certainly time, as we've suggested, in many, many games. 9 points is not an insurmountable amount, and that ball doesn't drop for Adelaide. Murray Arnold signalling to cool it and slow it. That's Perth's cup of tea this year. Slow it down, make teams play defence.
That really is an option that the 36ers haven't used a lot. That is, clear out and let Bradkey move one-on-one inside. The shot wasn't successful, but that's a move that they could look for.
Adelaide have to try to force the turnover. They need to get closer to the ball carrier. Hansen's hurt himself on the floor.
Pearce needs a big one from there. Make that a big one. Adelaide's coming back. Murray Arnold want to think about that now. The Iceman, number 4, brings up 21 points, 4 3-pointers. Hansen looking a little ginger.
He's just a bit floppy where he went down on in the keyway. And Murray Arnold, rightly so, has called a timeout with the score at 99-93.
Well, he's always worried about Adelaide shooters, Lynn, and it's coming to haunt him maybe, but Adelaide's still down by 6.
Yes, they are, but they can still come back. There's 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. The score's 99-93. When you consider that in the first game played in Perth, the final score was 93-90. So they've already exceeded that score.
Well, these two teams have played some sensational games this year. They had a good tussle in the Kmart Classic. Then they had that 3-point game. They had the 1-point game. And at the moment, we've got a 6-point game, but still 2:36 to play. And it is anyone's ball game. And it's certainly deserving, Dave, that these two teams are in the finals because they are so much better than most of the others.
Well, and I said earlier, it's perhaps a pity at this stage of the season you can just see the work on Tony Pinder's face. It's a shame that one of these teams has to miss the grand final because I think they're the two best teams in the league at the moment.
Well, if the basket had counted in that last split second, Adelaide could have had second spot, which would have meant theoretically that it was probable that these two teams would actually play off in the grand final.
Well, that's not the case. Body Nodge, what about Don Shipway?
Well, we've got some interesting situation here. He's allowing for the fact that Murray Arnold's going to be very conscious of the Adelaide three-point shooters. He's suggesting they should be penetrating and dishing inside. He also told the players he's got 2 timeouts left and the Perth is in fourth foul. So even though you don't want to be down, they're in a good situation to come back from.
Okay, Grace back on the court now. He's got 5 fouls, but this is money time. Ellis on the drive. Adelaide plays fair defence. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now Crawford gets free and misses. And Adelaide's away again. Another one here would make it interesting. Hayes is going to drive. He goes to Davis. They don't foul him. They get 2 points closer, however.
4-point ball game with 2 minutes left on the clock. So if Perth are true to form, they'll try to milk the clock as much as they can and feed low post to either Crawford or Hansen. Crawford or Vlahoff at this stage.
Well, important offensive movement now.
No, they've gone to Grace.
Great basket from Grace. That was a lot of pressure. Perth really needed to score that time down the floor. Is there a reply? No. Oh, underneath. Davis is just shoved out of the way. Nothing called. And the Wildcats pull down the defensive rebound.
Well, just sheer strength from the Wildcats got Davis out of that. And that may be the most important rebound of the game.
You'd have to think so, wouldn't you? 102 plays 95 with 120 left on the clock. Ricky Grace just milking down the shot clock. There's very little Hayes can do. It's too early to start fouling and force them to the free throw line. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Grace goes through and is stripped of the ball, then reaches back in. He's out of the ball game.
So that's what they say, do something silly and you pay for it. So he's gone, is Grace, but Perth is still in control.
The crowd waves bye-bye to Ricky Grace. He checks out of the ball game.
He's had a great game.
With 24 points. At the moment, he's the game high scorer, a candidate perhaps for another MVP award.
And that'll be a 1-and-1 situation for the 36ers. So that puts the 36ers on the foul line, and Don Shipway calls a timeout.
Well, 7 points down, 1:05 to play. Dave, the game is pretty much in Perth's keeping if they're smart.
Well, 1:05, you know, with Adelaide at the free throw, and that may in fact work against them, Lynn. They may perhaps rather set up a 3-point play with this first one in the last 1 minute or so, but Perth certainly will have one more touch of the ball, maybe 2.
Yes.
Likewise, Adelaide.
Well, that's right. It all depends on who makes the shots and can they control the ball and the pressure and the turnovers. Now, Adelaide really have to go for it. They'll be really looking to score. And the Wildcats, well, whilst they've got possession, they need to freeze it, but they also can't freeze the ball to the extent that they can't pass up the shot. So they really are under a bit of pressure.
They've certainly got some options to go to, though. It'll be interesting to see just how Perth come out. And more to the point, perhaps, what formation Don Shipway sends out. You're going to have to bet that both Mackay and Pearce will be there for the next play Adelaide has down the court.
For sure, umpire's call, that's enough of the timeout. So as we said, the equation is this. 7 points the difference, the Wildcats in front. 1 minute and 5 seconds on the shot clock in game one of the semi-final series. So Perth goes with Close, Vlahov, Ellis, Watterson and Crawford. Adelaide, in fact, takes out Mackay and leaves Pearce, Hayes, Davis, Cubank and Bradkey out there. It'll be Davis on the foul line.
Well, Perth have gone with ball carriers because you would expect they would get possession after these free throws. So they're just going to carry the ball and milk the shot clock down. It's imperative from Adelaide's point of view that Davis makes both of these.
Sure is. Here goes the first. That's good. So 6-point ball game. Shot clock doesn't move.
The other thing, of course, is from Perth's point of view, it's imperative that Vlahov and Crawford do their job in blocking out and taking the defensive rebound if the second shot misses.
Body, Don Shipway.
Adelaide will be pressing here. They've got a couple of fouls to give. They're going for broke.
Okay, here comes the press. It's on now. They give it to Vlahov. What sort of a ball carrier is he? Not great by the looks of it. Ellis is fantastic with it. They double team him. Hayes gets fingertips to it and Watterson goes for a run with speed. Under a minute to go. 50 seconds now. Perth by 5. Ellis through the key. Adelaide throwing everything. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Vlahov. They do this so well. This is real control now. Ellis with the shot. And close almost. It comes to Pearce. Now Hayes. 36 seconds.
Oh!
And a big foul.
It's a big block. But it's not intentional, so it's 1 and 1. Well, the Wildcats got there in numbers.
It was only just late, I reckon.
Look at the position from Ellis. Well, yeah, he certainly didn't have much chance to get himself stationary. And just to calm things down, because almost everything has to be set play from now on, Don Shipway has called another timeout. 1:02 plays 97, 34 seconds left.
5 points. If Hayes makes both of these, it brings it back to 3. 34 seconds remaining, so Perth do need to take a shot.
And Adelaide has to have another play. Adelaide must have another trip down the court, so we could be looking at overtime, gentlemen.
Well, I don't know. Have we had an overtime game here this year, Lynn? I don't think we have.
No, we haven't. No overtime here. And really, this game could be historic, Andrew. In fact, if Perth win here and then go on to win one of the 2 remaining games in Perth, this will be the last National Basketball League game played here at the Apollo.
Yes, certainly a historic occasion. Of course, there is a big day here coming up for the Apollo farewell, and just on that, Dave, I think there's a big day coming up for the Wildcats too in Perth.
Yeah, big day at the Entertainment Centre tomorrow for the Wildcats. A playoff welcome, sort of a welcome farewell if you wish. So we'd wish them well in the grand final series, assuming they're going to make it. But 1:02.97, and we said when it was 99.88 with 4 minutes left that it wasn't an insurmountable gap to have to bridge. With Butch Hayes at the free throw line, 34 seconds left and a 5-point deficit. Adelaide are still well and truly in the hunt.
Well, Hayes has made 7 from the free throw line tonight. He's made 8.
Let's have a look at Cubank come in from outside the key. He's going to make a run inside Crawford, and at this very moment Mildenhall is telling him you can't do that until the ball has left his hand.
Okay, so Cubank moves out again. 4 points the lead. Shot clock doesn't move. 34 seconds. Body, what about Shipway?
He was just explaining a couple of things he wanted done on the press, on the trap, on this immediate pass in.
Okay.
Watch the matchups. Watch the matchups. Clever work from Ellis. That's really very clever from Hayes.
They've got to take it from the side.
Well, they'll go 1 and 1, I think, won't they?
No, they've still got a couple of fouls to give.
Still got a couple to go. Okay. So might have been better for Adelaide had it been 1 and 1.
3-point ball game now.
Because there was more chance of Adelaide getting possession back had it been 1 and 1. Vlahov, a bit of pressure on him having to get the ball out from this situation.
And he's lost it.
Lost his 5 seconds.
He's lost it. Adelaide's ball, 33 seconds to...
What this means...
Sure will. But Adelaide now can level it with a 3. Who will they go to? Pearce is the best shooter out there. Here it is, and they fouled him. No, the foul is on Quebec. No one saw it, but the umpire saw it. So Perth ball from the side, and how quickly the tide turns.
Now, again, Adelaide has to press.
Well, pressure here, enormous. 3-point ball game, 29 seconds, and what are we going to have? Substitution or a timeout? A timeout.
Murray Arnold has called the timeout with his team leading by 3, 102-99, and 29 seconds left on the clock.
Lynn Parnell, this is an extraordinary...
Well, we said right from the start that this game would go right down to the wire. These teams, whilst they match up extremely well, theoretically they don't match up extremely well. The Wildcats have a very strong front court and a very good one-person back court, if I can, and I'm not casting dispersions on everyone else in the back court, but certainly Ricky Grace is exceptional, whilst the 36ers have exceptional outside shooters and are restricted to just really 2 strong big men in the front court.
The one thing that Perth has going for it at the moment is that there is less than 30 seconds left in the game. If the Wildcats can get the ball clean to a player from the side and stay away from the foul situation, they can milk the clock down. But you can bet your life that Adelaide are going to go in and force them to shoot 1-on-1.
So, as it stands, 3 points the difference, 29 seconds on the shot clock.
There are a few nails bitten here tonight, I think.
Well, in fact, there are 29 seconds on the game clock and 30 seconds on the shot clock, so Perth doesn't need to take a shot to win this game.
No, but as I said, Adelaide will foul. You can bet your life. And it won't take long before the foul comes. Not if they're smart. Double-teamed. Oh, well, they should have done more with it than that.
And there it comes.
And I guess they were just waiting for the ball to go to somebody they wanted to foul. So they're sending Vlahoff, are they? No, still at the side. So that will be the last. That'll be the last foul. But again, all they have to do is get the ball out clean. It must go forward because the foul occurred in the forward half of the court. So pressure on Vlahoff again. He must get this pass out to a Perth player. And Crawford is the man who makes the room. He'll be fouled in just a moment. Watterson, close, free. Adelaide have got to tighten up. Ellis, they didn't foul him because they don't want him at the line. Well, now they have.
They've had to do that. It's the only way they got a chance of grabbing possession.
12 seconds left. If Ellis ices these, it will be 1-1, will it? If Ellis ices these, the game is just about over.
Butch Hayes, it's over for him. He's got 6 fouls.
Well, interesting correlation between Hayes and Grace. They both played superlative games.
Well, Hayes was one of the men that was trying just to put aggressive defence on, but not to foul, because he knew if he did, it was going to be his 6th. But a few of his players were just a fraction timid, and this is what the result is. The man they wanted to foul was David Close.
That's the other thing too, buddy, that they've now taken out their key ball carrier once they get the ball back off this play. But as I said, if Ellis ices these, then it really is just about curtains for Adelaide.
Well, even if Ellis does make it, if Ellis does miss it, and he is a 72% shooter from the foul line, the 36ers still need a 3-point basket to tie the game up.
There's the first, and they miss. And it's a Perth ball. And they're pretty happy about that, the Wildcats. So they get it from the side, don't need to take a shot. 11 seconds on the game clock.
This is a tough position, tough situation from which to inbound.
Well, yes, everything fell in Adelaide's favour with Mike Ellis missing that shot.
Watch Mick Corcoran. He has to cut Ellis out. He wasn't able to. The screen was set by Crawford legally. Wow, look at the pressure. Well, Watterson got dumped. Vlahoff is holding the ball. Gets monstered. Had to happen. And so it'll be Vlahoff who goes to the line with 3 seconds left. He really does need to make the first one to ice it.
Well, if he misses the first, Adelaide's got 3 seconds to make a 3-pointer to...
That's almost
forced overtime.
That's touchdown material, isn't it?
Well, what a game. What a game. 3 seconds to go. 3 points in it. And really, the 36ers still have a chance to tie the game up.
Bradke checks out with 15 points to his name and 6 fouls.
6 fouls, 15 points, 12 rebounds. Good effort, Mark Bradke. And he'll be a key again in Perth on Thursday. I think this one was close. I'm sure Perth's game will be just as close. So there's one night coming up for viewing on 7. Vlahoff. One of these will wrap the game up almost. Here he goes.
Just has to close his mind to what's going on around him.
He's going to miss it. Here goes the ball.
They've got to get the shot away.
Here it is. Oh, hit the ring and misses. Perth is the victor here at the Apollo Stadium by 3 points. A classic contest, a tremendous contest. So they go to a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series. Murray Arnold, a very happy man. Adelaide now has to regroup for Game 2 in Perth on Thursday. The final score, 102-99. We will take a break and come back with Max Stevens.
I've got the taste.
$3 special.
For chicken treat.
Want a burger, chips and Coke,
$3
please?
special.
$3 special.
Every day.
Strong chips coming up.
I got the taste.
$3 specials, thank you.
For those people whose tastes change every day, Chicken Treat has $3 daily specials. That's a different special every day, Monday through Sunday,
Snack pack and chips on its way.
for just $3. So now at Chicken Treat, you not only get change, you get change.
I got the taste.
In a matter of seconds, your home could be broken into, and you'd be powerless to do anything about it. You don't have to be a victim. Lock up with a quality Amplimesh security door from New Era Security. Protect your family, your valuables, and yourself with an approved security door that is strong, light, and stylish. Your home doesn't have to look like a fortress. For total security, the only choice is New Era Security.
Back here at the Apollo Stadium, it's the Wildcats home by 3 points. And Dave, we've seen some great games with the Wildcats and Adelaide this year. 3 points, 1 point, and 3 points again tonight.
Yeah, credit to Adelaide with some fantastic defence during the first half of that game, but I think Perth simply came up stronger during the second half. And once they got that, I think it was 11 points in front with 4 minutes to go, Adelaide were always going to do it tough, and I think they relied too many times on too many individuals.
Well, it's going to be hard for Adelaide next Thursday night in Perth.
I think what they have to do, Max, is they simply have to regroup, forget about this game altogether. Don't think about going into Perth and having to win 2 games, but simply, and I'm sure Don Shipway will do this, think about winning 1. Once you've won the first one, you can think about winning the second one. And of course, it's a game that our Perth viewers are going to be very fortunate to see live, exclusively, of course, on 7 Sport from 8:30 next Thursday night.
And here in Adelaide at 10:30. Dave, thanks very much for your comments throughout the night. Let's have a look at the final stats. And once again, Lynn Parnell and Andrew Kay.
Thanks, Max. 46 and 48% respectively. The 36ers actually put up one more shot. They made 36 from 78 attempts, and the visitors, the Perth Wildcats, they made 37 from 77 attempts. And Perth really out-rebounded the 36ers, but only by 5, and they really have a very strong front court, so the 36ers did pretty well. Outside the three-point line was where the 36ers really were found wanting tonight. They only made 8 from 24 for 33%, and they've been averaging 45% outside the three-point line for the balance of the season, whereas the Wildcats, who made 58% from outside the three-point line, really have only been managing 39% in every other game until tonight. So that's where the game really was won and lost. High scorers, firstly for the winners, Ricky Grace, great performance for his 24 points, as was Tiny Pinder. Hansen, well, he was just exceptional, played above himself in this particular game, and he was very instrumental in that victory. For the 36ers, Mike Mackay with 23 was always a threat, as was Darryl Pearce from outside for his 21 points, and Butch Hayes did an excellent job for his 20.
Well, Max and Dave just talked about how closely the games have fought between these two sides, and when you look at the quarter-by-quarter scores, you see it's happened again. Adelaide had a good lead at quarter-time by 6, but then it was just 1 point at half-time, then it was 2 points at three-quarter time, and on the final buzzer, it was 102-99 in the 36ers' favour. And Max, I expect it to be just as close in Perth on Thursday night.
Well, let's hope so, Andy. And another quick reminder in Perth, the game live through TVW at 8:30 here in Adelaide. A little delayed by about half an hour, 10:30 next Thursday night. Hope you can join us for that second match in the semi-final series. From Apollo Stadium, I'm Max Stevens. A very good night to you.
Put your best foot forward, do what you think. This program proud